I'm Crave878 and welcome to a Rec Room information update to Make It to Midnight. Now, if you haven't seen the last video, well, Make It to Midnight is a new Rec Room original game that is coming out Thursday. If you have seen the video, I am here to update on my apology on Project Playtime. As in, that's the game I was talking about, not Poppy Playtime. I am sorry about that. I have memory issues with remembering certain things, so I apologize about that. Now, Make It to Midnight, it's like Project Playtime, Dead by Daylight, and Friday the 13th horror survival game where one person is the killer, the other people are trying to survive to get out of the area they are stuck in. It is a common game concept that's been used more than once. And it's very popular, and Rec Room is getting on the popular bandwagon train of popular horror games, survival, murder, multiplayer games. Now, what people don't know that I'm filling in right now is that YouTube has shown two players who already have beta early access to Make It to Midnight. And how people are getting early access to this is beyond me. I don't know how. But I found out through YouTube that 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 a YouTuber already has access to this and is playing it with other players who also have access to this. How they are getting in is beyond me. How they are getting into this early beta where people are playing this horror game before its release is beyond me and shocking me because it's out of the blue, out of nowhere. They are doing before release date and early access without letting people know. And already people are leaking this on YouTube of playing the game already. And what is making people more even pissed, which I understand, because other players who aren't having access to this are getting upset about this, and I don't blame you at all. Hell, even I'm like pissed about this as well. Um, so yes, like there's video and image postage about Make It to Midnight of people being bonky already with the early access to the game that isn't out to the public, but only out to certain players. Why Rec Room is doing this is an unknown source right now, but it's curious to know that they are giving few lucky players early access to this and not telling people until people already have post about it. And the thing is, it just doesn't make anybody happy at all. All it's doing is causing more issues with players wondering, how is this possible? Is it out already? No, it's not. It's only out on Thursday. And already, like, what Rec Room is doing is bullshit. Now, speaking of bonking, a lot of people haven't noticed that there are two aspects of being bonky. It seems like one is from the Rec Room video aspects where it covers the face, and then there's the beta aspect from PAL showing an image that as Bonky that it shows your face inside Bonky's mouth, and I'm sorry, but that seems very, very creepy. It's like you have a Make-A-Wish mascot that has gone wrong. And to be honest, I hope this isn't the official way of being bonky because that would ruin the magic of terrifying people in horror games. It would ruin knowing who is it, and people would know right away by seeing their face. If you ask me, I think they should keep it covered so that way no one knows who is it. They can't tell who is it until they speak. And it would give more of a terrifying aspect as people are hiding, wondering who is it. See, if they show the face, it will ruin the horror magic. I, and the thing is, Rec Room needs to understand if they want to hop on the bandwagon train of horror survival video games with the whole, one versus more than one survivor player game, you gotta understand, they don't show who is it ever. They don't. The, and the thing is, when people are it, they become that character, as in it masks um the character, it masks the username, and they become that character and they track down the character. And the thing is, the players can't hear them talk sometimes depending on the gameplay. For instance, Dead by Daylight, when you're it, um, they don't hear you. They don't hear you. As in the survivors, they can hear each other, but they can't hear you. They don't know when they're coming. Hence, the horror aspect. It builds up the horror suspense of being scared, not knowing where they are, wondering where they are when they're gonna come, when they're gonna attack, and it builds up the fear. The goosebumps just climb up from Dead by Daylight. And that's how they build on the aspects of people being so scared that they play still. People play still because of the fear and the chills, and it's like, oh, it's so creepy. Like they're like, oh, who's it? They're trying to figure out, oh, who's it? Who's it? Who's it? Like that's what you want, Rec Room. You want that aspect of who is it. The fear, the chills, and the spooks of climbing up so high that people play. Now, if you reveal the face, it's gonna ruin the magic of it all. Now, you don't want that, Rec Room. You don't want it. See, if you make it where you can't tell the name or the person, you got a game that's golden for a long time. That's all I'm saying. Now, now, speaking of which, when it comes to Make It to Midnight, I don't think what they're doing for early access to random players is not fair. Now, whether it has to do with sponsorship, non-sponsorship, randomness, or whatever it is, it's still not cool. Like, come on, you should, make it fair instead of be like, oh, we're just gonna give it to all these people, haha. Like, you can't do this. And it's not fair to any player at all. Also, um, speaking of Rec Room stuff, in one of my videos, I talked about how with the board, with how some things show with the watch, some things don't show from the watch perspective, depending on what you play on. Now, the reason why I'm going back on this is some people who play on tablets or phones have access to YouTube, which is interesting because console people, they only have access to Instagram photos and like the person who is like, the top creator, and the random top games that made it to show, these are the top, places to go, the top, like, top hangout, top game, and etc. stuff. So what I'm getting at right now is like, you're like probably like, what does that have to do with the board? Well, the thing is, it's kind of unfair that they show the top likes and the top videos. They, instead of showing what Rec Room is fully about, with all the imagery of people playing the games, having fun with their friends, with, with these horror, pictures of like Ignite Freddy, or playing the Rec Room original games, having those photos up. They have just random photos. Like, I don't have problems with against it. Like, it's very creative. They show people who can be creative with Maker Pen and art, but they should still show stuff from Rec Room itself to show what Rec Room is, because with new players, they're going to be confused. They're going to be like, what is this? What is that? They're not going to understand what the whole aspect of Rec Room is. And the thing is, they should have photos of people, with Maker Pen classes and Rec Room original stuff, like people playing dodgeball or golden trophy and just having fun, Same thing with videos, show the fun of the Rec Room videos, not like random people just making skits and such. Like, I know it's kind of cool and such. I'm not trying to like bag on it or anything. I'm just saying, like, for like newcomers, show like videos of tutorials of how to make stuff with MakerPen for like the new people that join, or videos of Rec Room, you know, people playing Rec Room, playing random games and stuff like that, you know. Bottom line is what I'm trying to say is, with my 2 cents of what I think they should do with the board, is make it where it's more about the Rec Room stuff within Rec Room, instead of all this randomness, is what I'm trying to say. I mean, there's nothing against randomness. Like, I mean, hello, I'm random itself. But what I'm trying to say is, they should have it show, stuff from Rec Room instead of random players and such. Like, and just random photos from just rooms that just make no sense. And because it's going to confuse the new players, wondering what the hell is this, what's that, And like, so yeah, make it easy for the newcomers to understand, this is Rec Room. Welcome to Rec Room. You can like learn how to build on video through phone and tablet. Or welcome to Rec Room in console, where you can see other players have fun in Golden Trophy or Dodgeball or playing Ignite Freddy or Murder version 3, stuff like that. Like, shows the funness of Rec Room instead of the random like stuff that people post on Instagram or YouTube, show the full contents of what players are getting into a Rec Room with, there's games to play, make friends, stuff like that. Get them more involved instead of more confused to figure it out themselves, because if they try to figure it out themselves, they're going to get the bad aspect of it all. That's all I'm saying, for Rec Room to do. Like, come on, chop chop, help the people here, because no offense to the orientation, they can update it much better. Like, my advice for orientation, instead of like teaching them how to like throw and shit, change it where they say, you know, learn how to use MakerPen if you're brand new. Give us like a short tutorial like room into orientation from orientation, like what you done with like I understand like controls are important. Like I understand that like you can dance and such, but like instead of showing you can make stuff, give them a door that leads them to how to make stuff. That's what I'm just saying. Like give them a door, but like here's the door to learn how to make stuff. Or you can continue on the tour and be like, and then the tour would be like, you can play games and be like Golden Trophy, dodgeball, and golf and such. Like add the information instead of just showing cardboard. Like, oh, here's a frisbee, here's a ball, fucking throw at shit. How about freaking be like explain more information in orientation instead of be like, what the fuck do I do? But yeah, that's pretty much my opinion on all the stuff in Rec Room information today. Until next time, bye bye.